the national anthem. It's no more exciting any place in the world. Man, this is great.
Marco Antonio Muñiz Sr. with his rendition of the national anthem of
ladies
Mexico.
And gentlemen, the national anthem in honor of Willie Limond of Scotland.
Flag behind him, blue with the white cross. A great Celtic country.
With a new champion in Ricky Burns, who beat Roman Rocky Martinez for the super featherweight title of the WBO.
Just what the Mexican fans need is a delay in the Scottish anthem. Here we go. This is what I want to hear. Couldn't be any better. As you know, I'm a Celt and Benny's a Mexican of sorts.
That's right. So I had to go with the first one standing up. I'm sitting down for the last one.
Oh, this is great. I love it. Even your announcers, one Celtic and one Latino. So we're just about set to go as Willie Limond. He looks calm enough, building up the atmosphere in there. Folks, I can't really transmit to you how exciting it is to be where we are. There's no place in the world I'd rather be than right here, right now, at this time in history. This is great stuff. I absolutely love it when you come to an event like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us around the world, welcome to Mexico City for the bicentennial celebration and the featured bout of the evening. Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos, aficionados al box por la gala boxística del bicentenario y la pelea estelar. 12 asaltos por el campeonato mundial plata superligero del CMB. Una promoción de Promociones Villuendas y Grupo Matiz en asociación con la Secretaría de Turismo del DF, Televisa, Integrated Sports y la cerveza más fina Corona. Introducing our judges at ringside, presentando a los jueces. De Puerto Rico, Raúl Nieves. De México, José Mansur. De los Estados Unidos, Omar Mintun. Y el referee de Las Vegas, Jay Nady. Bien, amigos, esta es la pelea estelar de la noche. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC World Silver Super Lightweight Championship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, en vivo desde la Ciudad de México, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim, he weighed in at 143 pounds. Presentando en la esquina azul con un peso de 65 kilogramos. His record 33 wins, 2 losses, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Con un récord de 33 victorias y 2 derrotas, tiene 8 ganadas por knockout. Please welcome the WBU lightweight champion from Glasgow, Scotland, presentando Willie Hands of Steel Limond. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks. He weighed in at 143 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pesando 65 kilogramos. His outstanding record includes 49 wins, 6 losses, with 34 wins coming by way of knockout. Tiene un récord de 49 victorias y 6 derrotas, con 34 ganadas por knockout. Here is the 5-time world champion in 3 weight categories, clasificado número 2, CMB de Tijuana, Baja California, México. Aquí está el 5 veces campeón mundial en 3 categorías. Demos la bienvenida al sensacional Erik el Terrible Morales.
So referee Nady calls the combatants to the center of the ring. 10-point must-scoring system.
Referee Nady.
10-point must-scoring system, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved in the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. And in case of an accidental foul, Benny and I will explain the rule to you as it becomes pertinent, because it's slightly different in the WBC, as we saw a couple of fights ago. All right, here we go. Erik El Terrible, former 5-time world champion, wants to be 6-time world champ. This is for the WBC World Silver Welterweight Championship or Intercontinental Welterweight Championship. Nady from Las Vegas, Nevada, the 3rd man in the ring, and we're set to go. Here's round number 1, scheduled for 12.
And the electricity, Colonel.
Unbelievable, the enthusiasm in this boxing ring, which is really the bull ring in Mexico City. 54,000 strong, and they could have sold 100,000 tickets. It was sold out several days ago. Erik Morales in the white trunks, and Ken the Scotsman in the black trunks. In the tradition of the great Jimmy Watt and Ken Buchanan and so on, you could go down the line. Can he perform in nice dipping motion to get away from Morales? Now, make no mistake, Erik Morales is not the fighter he was 5 years ago, but he's still a great former world champion.
And he's got great experience, great knowledge of the sport, and he's very well prepared for this particular fight. Folks, watch the muscles in the leg to see them get off their power base as they shoot their shots. Don't forget to look down below. That's where your base of power is.
This crowd is absolutely bonkers here. They're so in favor of Morales, who hasn't done anything yet. Nice positioning by Willie Limond, staying out of harm's way here.
And Erik, who's been training in the Otomi Mountains, that's been his tradition to go ahead and train up there in the altitude, so he's in great physical shape to fight in this altitude.
Digging body shot by the former world champ. The present world champ of the WBU is Willie Limond in the black trunks from Glasgow in Scotland. Wild with the right hands. It sails over the ducking head of Morales.
And look at the technician, Morales. Very subdued movements, but just stalking and measuring Limond.
Limond slides around. Let's go with the first really solid right hand, but it doesn't quite catch Morales. Limond has a nice way that he slips around, skips around, avoids shots. Made Morales miss that one.
And look at his legs. I mean, he's got some pretty nimble feet, especially the way he bounces around from side to side with that.
Well, he's got the right idea. You want to come straight on against, even though it's an aging Erik Morales, you don't want to do that against this guy. He's got too much experience. And look at the youngster get away from him, does a nice job. When I say youngster, he's 31, so he's champ now, and he would love to knock off this guy. What a credit on his marquee if he knocks off Erik Morales in Mexico on Independence Day in the bull ring.
That's it. It's all stacked up against Willie Limond, but we'll see if he can even overcome those. And the other thing is the altitude. That was a bit of a slip right there by Morales.
You know, while he's fighting for the first time outside of Scotland, or the UK, I should say, for this title, this guy's a world-class fighter, and he is a Olympic silver medalist.
Yes,
so this guy has had plenty of international competition. Nobody's winning this round definitively. The judges may give it to Morales, but I think that the Scotsman has won the round. He's done more, he's thrown more, he's landed more, and he deserves the round. I'm giving it to Limond.
I'm going to go the other way.
Well, that's the difference between a Celt and a semi-Mexican.
That's it, 10-9. Here's the action. See that?
All right, this one, see that.
That was just a tap.
So
there
was that.
Limond there. Again, trying to come in with that. Now, watch this.
Yeah, my guy scores, and again,
there's
your guy misses.
Yeah, no, that was a body shot.
He reached the body. He misses again. My guy clips his head.
No, that was a brush.
That was a brush.
Oh, that right there, right on the arm. No problem.
Yeah. Now, how about that?
That was a slip.
No.
It's been raining, Colonel. It's been raining in this ring.
And I expect that's the way you folks are calling in your living rooms around the world. Benny and I are on opposite sides of this one.
Well, I've never seen a fighter talk as much as Willie Limond is back with his corner.
Peter Harrison and Steve Williams worked that corner with him. In the corner of Erik Morales, Jose Morales, Delcio Garcia, and Raul Robles. All right, here we go. This is round 2. Benny and I were split on the first round. Are you serious, Benny? Did you really think Morales won that round?
Yeah.
Okay.
10-9.
And I get a 10-9 the other way. So we expect perhaps the judges have it split as well.
No. Now I'm looking for Erik to go ahead and step it up right here.
Well, he's got to do that because he may have let the first round slip away. I like the movement of Willie. He's certainly not intimidated anymore. You know, Benny, you're a professional football player. Once you get in that first play, all the butterflies go away. Once you get your first hit.
Absolutely, and once you land your first hit more than anything.
And it's the same in boxing. All the hype, everything goes away once you start fighting. Then it reverts back to the train. I mean, Limond is controlling the first minute of this second round to me.
Yeah, Erik is still just trying to go ahead and find the body of Limond. He hasn't been able to find that body.
A couple of light taps there with the right hand, but Limond not hurt at all. Nice stiff jab that time by Morales, and Limond comes right back, bangs him to the body. Limond's fighting well. He's moving well. When he gets in the kill zone, he's throwing, and he gets away nicely that time.
Let's see about after the fourth round, though, because that's when the altitude's going to start showing some signs.
Ever hear of the Scottish Highlands, Benny?
How high is that?
More than a mile.
Yeah, but it doesn't have smog in it, though.
Oh, yeah. Not quite as bad as Mexico City, but no place in the world is smog like this place.
I'm telling you, the air is so thick in Mexico, you take a bite out of it, you get a taco.
I take a bite of it, I can feel the grit in my teeth here. Look at this. This kid's outboxing the great Erik Morales right now, halfway through round number 2.
And this crowd is waiting to erupt, but so far Erik hasn't given him anything to erupt over.
Erik misses again. The reason for that is that Limond's positioning is perfect. Whoever trained him for this fight has got a perfect fight plan to this point. Now, what Benny says is true. The height might get him because the Scottish Highlands, in all honesty, don't measure up to what he's facing here in Mexico City.
But he's used some scientific methods to train, too. He was in an air chamber, getting his lungs in condition, so I think he's done all the right things.
He looks quicker in the hands than is Erik Morales, but again, Erik has got the tremendous experience.
And you know what? Limond's confidence is growing here.
Yeah, and it will continue to grow, much like a guy named Leon Spinks many years ago against Muhammad Ali. You start taking rounds from a champion, and you start getting brave. If he gets brave, it could be dangerous because Morales can punch, but Willie Limond's outboxing him
and he
28, 27, 26 seconds ago.
He looks quicker, Colonel. Limond just looks a lot slicker with the feet. Erik is like trying to reach him, and he's extending himself.
And Limond lands a looping right hand right down the middle that time. That was taken on the gloves. Erik can't catch this guy. Nice movement. The crowd doesn't like it because they want to see a brawl like we saw in the last fight, but technically this is a better fight. Limond doing everything perfect. His defense is sensational, and he's doing enough offensively to win the rounds. I think he's won round 1 and 2.
I got the fight even because I did give that round to Willie Limond. And you know, the crowd is so quiet right now. And I'm telling you, this crowd, 54,000 plus, being up here held up by 100,000 tons of concrete. It's just waiting to erupt.
Look at the corner of Limond where they're trying to get oxygen to him. You know, I've always wondered in boxing, why can't you have oxygen in the corner? You have it in football. Why couldn't the fighters take some oxygen in the corner in between rounds? What would be wrong with that?
I don't know. I guess they were just scared of what somebody would put in there. There's a good jab, but then he also got one in return. But then Limond was doing a good job of moving around. Look at the way he throws that shot. Look at that right hand.
That's a punch.
It's cocked and ready to go.
You know, Erik comes back, but he didn't land anything. This guy's totally confident too, Benny.
Yeah.
Ian Dock told me a short time ago, he said, you know, Colonel, you're going to like Willie Limond. Don't be surprised if he upsets Erik Morales. Ian Dock, of course, one of the very best broadcasters in the UK. Boy, I heard him call some soccer during the World Cup. And Ian, if you're watching tonight, I want to say you are sensational, my friend.
And right, so you saw Jay Nady asking Peter Harrison to go ahead and remove some of the Vaseline he had put on the face of Willie Limond, too much of it.
Nice stiff jab that time by Morales. We're in round 3. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan along with Benny Ricardo. The Bull Ring, Mexico City, the venue. And this is terrific stuff. So far, Morales hasn't been able to open up because of the defense and movement of Limond. Will Limond slow down with the altitude? Look at this, he's making a miss. The great 5-time world champion in 3 divisions can't hit this kid.
And now they're singing here now, urging on Erik Morales.
And the crowd's really into it, and it's very hard to express the enthusiasm of the crowd. Now, every time Erik does something, the crowd just gets really excited. Very tough for this Scotsman, but he is a tough Scotsman. Look at this kid. He turns up the pace. No better way to quiet a crowd than a long, sustained drive in a home city against a home city in football or nail the local guy in boxing 4 or 5 times.
Erik cannot get close enough to Limond to work the body. That's the thing something that's really frustrated Erik. He's trying to work behind that jab, but he can't get any closer than that.
Limond's done a not only great job in the ring. Look at that double jab back to the body, back upstairs. He's taken 54,000 lunatic Mexicano fans, aficionados, out of the fight. And he's all by himself here from Scotland.
Right now, he's a very nimble-footed fighter with great movement. Again, let's see if the altitude takes its toll on that movement.
You know, those punches by Morales look good, but we could tell right here he's pulling away was Limond, so there was no effect. You got to be effectively aggressive. Now, what Limond has to do to get an explanation point on this round is to land a solid shot, because Morales really hasn't landed anything solid. That's a solid shot right up in the temporal bone, and look at the swelling underneath the left eye of El Terrible.
Nice little elbow job.
I like
right
the way
there,
you use that wing. You got to be tough to be a prize fighter, and they don't come any tougher than guys from Tijuana, unless perhaps you're from the tough streets of Glasgow. Nice chopping shots. Here he is taking this round away. 33 seconds, 32, 30 seconds to go in the 3rd round, and Limond's outboxing a 5-time champ. Jay Cott Terrible hanging on and hitting. This kid is not intimidated by the fame of Erik Morales whatsoever.
But he's staying in front of Erik Morales now, though. A lot more than he was in the previous round.
Not a good idea, but he gets his angle, blasts him twice, and then gets out of there. The old Angelo Dundee, hit and don't get hit. And that's what he's done. He's won this round, Benny. I swear I'm saying that not because I'm a Celt, but because the Celt is outboxing the very popular Mexican fighter in Erik Morales. Here comes the bell to end round 3. I got Limond winning them all.
Yeah, I'm going to give Limond that 3rd round. And now let's see what Peter Harrison and Steve Williams tell him. There you see the father, Jose Morales. Here's some of the action. That was a great jab right there by Erik Morales, really snapping the head of Willie Limond, following up with the right hand, right on the ear.
But let's let the crowd know that Televisa is in control of these replays in Mexico City, that our director, Bob Dunphy, has to take what they give him. So don't be surprised if they show all the highlights in favor of Morales.
Is Bob Dunphy a Celtic too?
Yes, he is, a fine Irishman.
And see, Morales now trying to close the space right there. But again, none of those shots to the body. Just going strictly for the head, not able to dig to the body at all.
You watch that series of replays and you would swear that Morales won that round, but that isn't the case. Willie Limond definitively, in my opinion, won that round. And Dunphy's a Notre Dame grad, so yes, he is a fighting Irishman, which makes him a Celt, and in favor of Willie Limond.
But Notre Dame lost today, though, so let's throw that in there.
Round number 4 from the bull ring in Mexico City. So did Samuel Peter, lost his opportunity to win the heavyweight championship of the world over in Stuttgart, Germany, when Klitschko, Vladimir, did the job again, stopping him in the 10th round, the heavyweight championship of the world. And boy, these Klitschko brothers seem unstoppable in the heavyweight division.
They're scientists with tremendous natural assets, reach, power, speed, and very intelligent in the ring.
And bionic trainers. Morales has been that way, but so is Willie Limond. Limond in the black trunks. He's from Scotland, from Glasgow. The tough streets of Glasgow, I might add.
Boy, you can see that. You can see Erik wants to do it, but the body's just not able to do it. It's what the mind wants to do, what the body's able to do. It's not connected.
You know, when you visit Scotland, Benny, Glasgow is like an industrial city. And you go over to Edinburgh, it's like just a beautiful city like Washington, D.C. But the people in Glasgow love their sport. The Glasgow Rangers.
Boy, Limond doing a good job of moving. Great movement so far by Limond.
Oh, look at this stuff. Man, this is really good. And there was a heavy blow. It didn't shift Morales by any way, shape, or manner. Remember, Willie's only got 8 knockouts in his 33 victories.
Yeah, that's a 22% right there.
Morales has got 34 knockouts again and 49 victories against much higher opponents. But again, Morales, while he's 34 years of age, and we see guys fighting to 38 and 39 and into their 40s, in the case of Evander Holyfield, even later than that. But Morales has been in wars. Limond hasn't. So his chronological age might be older. Well, not his chronological age, but his boxing age could be older than 34.
Absolutely, because from 1997, after he beat Daniel Zaragoza, if you look at the quality of opponents in those next 10 years until he finally retired, it is absolutely amazing. Well, I mean, dotted with Hall of Famers.
Yeah, you talk about David Diaz, Manny Pacquiao twice, and all the wars with Marco Antonio Barrera. Morales trying to do something, but Limond doing a nice job counterpunching. He gets the jab out there, but where's anything behind it? This is not the Morales that we saw against Marco Antonio Barrera. It's not the Morales we saw against Manny Pacquiao. Now he's scoring and the crowd comes to life, but look at Willie bounce right back.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, wait till the later rounds. Wait till the 5th or 6th. Then we're going to find out about the physical condition of Limond.
Well, Limond's face is starting to puff up a bit now. So Erik, in this series, in the last 20 seconds of this round, Erik has looked as good as he has at any time in the fight. But I don't think it's enough to give him this round. Willie looked like he was struggling in the last 30 seconds. So, Benny, you may be right about the altitude here, and we'll have to look. Who did you like in that round?
I went to Erik. I thought he was busier. I thought Willie Limond was on his back, then his back foot, kind of backing away.
Well, I'm going to give that round to Morales as well, but I thought Limond scored better in the first part of it.
There you see his father, Jose Morales. Well, that's pretty good. They got 2 ring card girls.
Remember, Mrs. Kelly's watching, so I can't say much about the ring card girls.
Well, no, but I mean, this way you know the rounds. And there's some of the action up close. Simultaneous punch landed there, but then a good job by Morales. Now Morales, look at this, backing him up. Backing up. Limond, though, he's got a nice little tricky move, the way he dips under.
He dips
and
under
gets
and
himself out of trouble.
Back, yeah. Watch this. Hangs in there, gets around. But he's got to keep up the movement for the full 3 minutes of each round. Here we go to round 5. Let's see if Morales has begun to swing this thing now. Limond, this is a very important round for Willie. Willie Limond to the right of your screen in the black trunks with the kind of silver, looks gray on your screen. And in the white trunks is the 5-time world champ, Erik Morales.
I didn't hear the announcement of the cards.
Okay.
Remember, they have open scoring, and because of the noise in the bull ring, we couldn't hear the scoring by the WBC officials after 4 rounds. So we don't know how they have it. I've got Limond in front by 2 points. Benny has him in front by 1 point.
I got it even.
No.
Oh, yeah, you give 2 rounds to...
I got it even right now.
It's academic because this fight's about to take a change, I believe. See, Willie's not, well, I was about to say he's not giving it the same movement, but he's waiting too much now. He's letting Morales come in instead of being the ring general. Gradually, Morales has become the ring general here. Waiting.
No.
Still got his good positioning. You heard Jay say, no, that's because he backhanded him. That's an illegal punch.
But look at the opportunities here for Erik to attack the body, and he's not. There he goes down.
Just as you said it,
Yeah.
he did it. But see, Erik is now beating him to the punch. He's more aggressive. Willie's not moving quite as much as he was. He's not circling as much. He's doing a little bit of bouncing side to side. What he's got to do is sneak off that left shoulder of Morales, throw out his jab, take down the left hand, and throw the right hand right on top of that cheek. When he realizes he can do that, it'll be very effective. That time, Morales caught him with the right hand high on the cheekbone.
And on Morales' behalf, what he's got to do is throw that jab and then come around to his left. Try to dig that left hook to the body and then follow up with a straight right.
But Benny, you just saw 3 jabs, which is usually a good idea, but they weren't thrown with malice or forethought.
No.
Morales just landed 1 jab that was a punch. Minute to go in the 5th round. Here comes the scoring now. You able to pick it up at all? I can't hear with the crowd noise in here.
Yeah, I wasn't able to pick it up either.
Well, they just announced that the crowd whistled, which in Latin countries means they don't like it, so they may have Limond out in front like I do. But Erik Morales is winning this round, and he won the last round.
But I tell you what, Willie Limond is moving a lot right now.
Stop!
He's moving around a lot, and that's taking away. That's requiring tremendous physical condition.
Well, one thing that's good for Willie Limond is he's got a referee who doesn't let guys do too much on the inside. I remember Jay refereeing the fight between Johnny Ruiz and Roy Jones Jr. I watched the replay several times, and Jay wasn't intrusive at all in that, but he still didn't allow any, wild stuff on the inside. I don't know. I got to give that to Morales.
Yep. And you know what? He's starting to be an easier target now. Willie Limond is easier to reach now, but for Erik Morales.
I gave Willie the first 3 rounds, and I've given Erik the last 2 rounds. But the rounds are close.
I got Erik ahead by 1.
And I've got Limond ahead by 1. So we expect the judges have it someplace right around that. But based on the way the crowd whistled, Benny, when the scores were being announced, I would think that the judges probably had it more towards the way I have it.
Towards Limond, yeah. They would say Jose Morales. And boy, wouldn't it be amazing if you can get in the mind of a world champion, a former world champion like that? Because you know what he was able to do. I mean, dominant 122, at 126, 130. Now you see him right there.
What do you think he was at his best? What weight? 122, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, it's Colonel Bob Sheridan here, Mexico City, the venue. Benny Ricardo with me. The principal's Erik Morales in the white trunks. To the upper portion of your screen in the black trunks, the kid from Scotland, Willie Limond, who needs this round desperately. He can't let this round sneak away from him. They're both waiting. You know what the problem is now? Willie doesn't have the positioning. He's in the kill zone and not throwing. And Erik will use his experience to take advantage of that. Watch how he's coming into the kill zone and not throwing.
And watch the mouth of the Limond. It's opening up now, trying to get some extra air.
Yeah, that one just grazed the top of his temporal bone, but that was ticketed for the jaw. And both guys missing a lot right here. That's a sign of a little bit of fatigue. Also, it's a sign of movement. You see Limond trying to get those legs pumped up and get that blood going through his thighs.
Erik, on the other hand, choosing to be very patient, just kind of waiting for his time. But again, those are opportunities to attack the body, and he's not doing it.
Remember, folks, when your body lacks oxygen, it's throughout your whole body. You can cramp up. You can have problems with your heart in terms of rapid heartbeat, which at this age, and these guys in such great shape, it doesn't affect them permanently, but it has an effect on how they move, and it has an effect on their reflexes, and it has an effect on their timing. So the lack of oxygen at a high altitude is more than just, hey, it's tough to fight.
And look at that big miss right there by Limond. Big windmill miss right there.
Halfway through the 6th round, again, Morales is doing more, landing more. Limond appears to be wilting a bit. And with that comes the fatigue in the mind. Nice sneaky right hand there by Limond, but it didn't shift Morales. Morales is in a different zone now than he was in the first 3 rounds of the fight. Nice dropping right hand by Willie. Wild with the right hand.
Yeah, that woke up Erik Morales.
Digging body shot. He didn't want to set up in front of this guy and let him rip to the body. Dropping right hand.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he's got him in trouble. He's down. shot, and it hurt him 6, 7, 8. He gets up.
Okay, let's go.
There's no air, Colonel. There's no air in those lungs.
He's in a heap of trouble. Taking body shots. He's not going to make it. He will not survive it. He's out on his feet. If he gets hit, there it is again. A liver shot. 2. And you hear the reactions up to 4 and 5. He'll be able to get up. And with a count, he may survive the round now. Erik will jump on him. There's no 3 knockdown rule. So if he goes down again, the fight isn't over. But can he survive? He has to take a knee. Jay says that's it. It's all over. The fight is all over. The liver shots did it. Erik Morales has done it in a fight that didn't start out in his favor. He came back to defeat the WBU champ, Willie Limond. Terrific effort by the 5-time world champ, Erik Morales. Listen to the crowd, Benny.
And you know, Colonel, I knew the route. I knew where he had to go, and I was calling for those body shots, and eventually he went there, and that's what was finally the demise of Willie Limond when he finally took those shots. And like you said, he quit throwing punches in the kill zone. Once he stopped doing that, that gave Erik Morales the chance to get that leverage, get the angles, and dig those body shots into the liver of Willie Limond.
Now let's be definitive what happened here. People may think, and in fact Limond, I think when he went down and took the knee, thought that it was stopped because he went down for the 3rd time. There is no 3 knockdown rule. So Jay Nady made the determination, no, I'm not going to let it happen anymore. This kid's going to get beat up. Jay wasn't concerned with how much time was left in the round. He was concerned if Willie got up there, he was going to get hurt. Jay did the right thing, but it wasn't stopped because of a 3 knockdown rule. It was stopped because the referee determined that Limond couldn't continue. Willie's reaction when he pounded the canvas was, oh, I made a mistake.
And he got caught, and that's one of the things, folks. There is probably no greater pain in boxing than the effects of taking a liver shot. And here he is, setting it up. That's the right hand. He misses with that, but now he's able to go ahead and get in close. There's that shot. That's the shot right there that absolutely jar your organisms, and it's right to the liver, and that is one painful state that Willie Limond found himself in.
We saw some terrific body shots throughout the night, but none better than these closing effort by Erik El Terrible Morales. This is why this guy was in, I won't say in trouble, but things weren't going his way. Look at these devastating shots to the body.
And he was setting up beautifully because he got inside that kill zone and then would absolutely counter and just see the way he was pivoting, establishing his base of power and coming from the hips.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo 2 minutos 46 segundos. Round número 6. The time 2 minutes 46 seconds in round number 6. The referee in charge, Jay Nady, stops the contest. El referee paró la pelea. El ganador por nocaut técnico, Erik El Terrible Morales.
Whoa, look at this. The excitement of the bull ring. Morales, I'm not going to say is back, but he's just beaten a world champion. It doesn't get any better. He took on a tough world champ who was tough in the early going, who fought brilliantly, whether it was the oxygen or what. He started making mental mistakes. He was in the kill zone, and he paid for it. He got set up in front of Erik. He paid for it, and then when he got hit, he had to go down because you can't sustain liver shots like that. Translate, Benny, when we get this interview.
Vaya que honor a quien honor merece, Erik El Terrible Morales, 3 veces campeón del mundo, un maestro de los cuadriláteros, Erik.
Erik, you're the champion again.
Pues mira, como les decía, tendría que ver esta pelea y analizar un poquito más qué es lo que sigue.
He said, with each fight, I'm getting a little bit better.
Nuevamente ocupamos hacer una pelea más todavía.
This is a fight where I wanted to be better than my last one.
Si bien ganamos, siento que todavía me hacen falta cosas arriba del ring.
I took advantage of some of the errors he made.
Se me movió mucho y eso de repente me desconcertó.
And then I started hitting it and being more precise with my shots.
creo que me hace falta afinar y ver si puedo bajar a 135 para hacer.
I need to now find out if I can get down to
No podemos
135.
ver solo boxeo de verdad, sino en Televisa Deportes y Sábados de Corona.
Sin lugar a dudas, sin lugar a dudas. La gente sabe que aquí
All the people
hay una
know.
promesa para la gente de toda la frontera aquí van a ver la pelea. Y
You're
bueno,
going to see all my
muchas
fights here at Televisa.
esperemos estar el próximo.
We'll be ready for the next one.
Vamos a hacer todo lo posible.
We're going to make everything possible.
Tijuana. Y yo tengo muchas ganas de seguir superándome todavía.
I want to get better and better with each fight.
Quiero todavía ser mejor.
I want to be
Algo que
even
quiero
better.
resaltar, Erik, tu profesionalismo. En enero estabas pesando 97 kilos. En marzo hiciste tu primera pelea de reaparición en peso welter. Y hoy bajaste 32 kilos en 8 meses para estar en 65 kilos peleando.
You dropped
Mira,
32 kilos to get down to 143.
De realmente dedicarme.
I really
de seguir
dedicated
en esa-
myself.
Quiero hacerlo con dignidad para que la
And I want to do it with
gente,
dignity.
crea en el boxeo.
And I
Quiero hacerlo
believe
con
in boxing.
responsabilidad, porque quiero mi deporte, porque me respeto a mí mismo.
I love my sport and it respects me.
Haciendo 35 libras. Yo sé que puedo.
I know I can make that 135 pounds and I can make my best fight there.
Vamos en camino, vamos bien, pero hace falta trabajar todavía más.
I need to work more, but I'm on my
enhorabuena,
way.
Erik, adelante. Gracias. Y este es el boxeo de verdad en Televisa Deportes y Sábados de Corona. Continuamos.
So Colonel definitely wants to get down to 135, and that's where guys like Humberto Soto, Juan Manuel Marquez reside. So that might be a very interesting division.
Well, you said that coming into it. Of course, I know you're very friendly with him, and you make a lot of trips from your home in San Diego down to Tijuana. You know these Mexican fighters better than most in the United States, and that's why it's such a great pleasure for me to work with you, because you add such color that you see you just beaten to a pulp here, and Lyman had to take the knee. Smart thing to do, by the way, when you get beat to the pulp, take the knee. Look at this. Unbelievable. Body shots, and you said that this would happen, that he'd open up and take him to the body, and eventually that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, because I started seeing within the third round, the fourth round on, I started seeing him slow down. And I knew it was just, he wasn't going to get any faster. He was just going to get slower and slower, and eventually Erik was going to reach him. And this is the thing, Erik gets this kind of confidence from training in the Otomi Mountains. Those are 14,000 feet up in the very, very high sky of Mexico. So he conditions his lungs there, his legs, and that's why, to all the people, the media people, if you weren't able to go ahead and do an interview with him, I apologize. But that's the dedication that Erik Morales gives to his sport, to go ahead and stay right there at the Otomi Mountains and get himself in the best physical shape, because he needed all of that to beat Willie Limond.
Well, of course, Willie Limond came here with a brave heart that they have in Scotland, and it didn't work out in the early going. He did well. That's tonight's show.